During a recent podcast, Gary Payton revealed how he looks at Celtics' Marcus Smart, and honestly, it looks like it was all bound to happen. Smart was the one to win the Defensive Player of the Year since 1996, and Payton was there to hand him the award, and, well, he was impressed. Apparently, Smart is the only defensive player who's modeled Payton so far. That's definitely something, isn't it? During the last season, Smart was playing as the Celtics' leader when the team finished with a runaway #1 defense in the entire league. This was a historic moment for sure, and it brought him praise, not just from fans, but also from some legends. One of them was Payton. Just recently, Payton was on Kevin Garnett's show KG Certified, and it felt like he was there to spill everything he had in his heart. When asked about Smart, the former point guard stated that over the years, he's only been impressed by a few of the defensive players, and even among them, it's only Smart who models him. While speaking to Garnett, Payton stated that he likes Marcus a lot, and he thinks he's got a lot of dog in him. Payton believes that the player is good at making havoc, and he causes that a lot, and he's also pretty good at creating problems for his opponents, which is a great thing as a defensive player. And honestly, it's not something fans didn't expect. After all, Smart has a reputation for that. Back in 2014, when the player entered the NBA, it was at that moment that he earned a reputation as a defensive disruptor. Not to mention, he's also the longest tenured defensive player on the team. On top of that, he has stayed the emotional and defensive leader for the team for the longest time as well. It's not me who says that without Smart, Celtics' defensive squad would be nothing. It's the team itself that states that Smart is crucial to them, both as a tone setter and communicator when playing.
Think how good their bench was. Remember, against Brooklyn in Game 4, they had 100 points as Smart hits another three. Boston back within 4. The pair of 30-point games in their first-round sweep.
Now, some of you might argue that the beginning of this season was quite slow for the team. I agree with that, but they did great later on and went up to 7th in the defensive rating of the league. On top of that, they're also hoping to see Robert Williams III return and help the squad to become the league's best defense yet once again. Not to mention, this also means he's trying to walk in Payton's footsteps. After all, he was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1996. Smart and Payton share a lot of similar things. First of all, both are defensive players, and on top of that, both have won the Defensive Player of the Year award. No wonder Payton thought that the player was actually his favorite one so far. But Payton has a lot more on his resume. He was nicknamed the Glove for a reason, and is a part of 9 all-defensive first teams throughout his career. Apart from that, he also has All-NBA and All-Star appearances in his name as well. This was after he became a Seattle Supersonics legend. When it comes to these two, respect goes both ways, because quite interestingly, there was this one time when Smart and Payton came face-to-face in the NBA Finals. With that being said, Payton did give a few words of advice to Smart as well. According to him, it's an honor for both of them to be on the same side. Now, both Payton and Smart are considered the best of the defensive players so far. Smart also said that for him, it's a great honor to be in the same field as the former star. Not just that, he also got to receive the award from the one who claimed it years ago. Apart from that, he also stated that he and Gary had a strong bond with each other even before the award ceremony happened. He stated that it was when he came out of college and he'd watched Gary's tapes and how he told him that he reminded him of himself when he was in the same position. But while these two have an amazing relationship, there's another player who fails to relate to Gary, and that's Gary Payton II. Well, the father-son duo have never been shy of showing the world how their relationship isn't like the one a normal father and son would have. For the longest time, fans have known that these two share an interesting bond, and they don't really relate to each other much when on the court. Also, the fact that Payton sees his old self in Smart instead of his own son is quite a topic of discussion. Many say that this issue is because of how good Gary was before he retired, as it's actually hard to be on the same page as him. Not even his son can do that easily. Gary Payton II has an amazing career, and there's no doubt about that. In fact, he became the reason why the Golden State Warriors were able to win the title in June 2022. But he was sure to know that winning something didn't make him his father. Payton knows that there's only one Gary Payton.
When you take it out of bounds, full court. Is it because, nice steal, there's Payton. And Gary Payton throws it down.
Having a father this famous can sometimes become an issue, and for Payton II, it was actually one, until his father said the wise words he should have said years ago. In a recent interview, the legend stated that he told his son that he's just named after him, and that's all there is to it. He also mentioned telling Payton II that he should be doing something different, and that's one reason why he goes by his middle name Dwayne, so he doesn't have to be Gary. He also mentioned that it felt like they were trying to put young glove on a glove, and Dwayne definitely wasn't having it. That said, Gary understands that his son might not like to stay under his shadow. That's probably why Payton II gets such advice very often. Gary stated that he always tells Dwayne that he doesn't have to stay under his dad's shadow. Not just that, he also said that he tells him to not think about being Gary Payton, because there's only one Gary Payton, and that's him. Not just that, he tends to make his son understand that he's created him, and what he has to do is look up, see his dad's picture, and put his own next to him.
Terry. Now he just gave them his own look after a timeout. Try to break up the tempo so that they do not get comfortable.
Morning with the block.
Yeah, he's got to make that. Dampier's got to be stronger than that.
The Pistons did that back in 2004.
Gary has always advised Dwayne to be himself and not try to think that he's bound to do what his father did years ago, because he really doesn't think that he's going to do that. It's all just that he named him after himself, and he should be working on himself instead of worrying about doing exactly what his dad did. After all, we all have our own goals and potential. But are they really different? Because honestly, they have some very similar traits. Yes, I understand that if Gary said it, it has to be true, and the two are nothing like each other, but I really doubt that a father and a son could be entirely different.
So I'm happy for him now because of the team he's on now, because of their showing, let him show his skill.
Right, the Warriors.
Right, the Warriors.
So is he permanently on the Warriors?
Yes.
I keep hearing he's not playing.
He's got a contract. He's got a guaranteed. Okay. He guaranteed his contract in January the 10th.
Okay, good.
Playing very well. Playing very, very well. And I think Steve Kerr is the one who did that for him.
Typically enough, Payton II actually possesses several traits that are the same as his father. And the most important is just simply getting out there and playing the game every single night. Even their styles seem very similar at times, and fans have noted instances like that. So in conclusion, it'd be wrong to say that Payton II never got any of the skills or habits from his dad. He definitely did, but they only made him a better player in a unique way. And with this, it's time for us to wrap it up. We'll be back soon, so keep watching.